Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. I'm Dawn Polly from D Polly Designs and I'm so happy you're here with me today. Today I'm working with the Pinkfresh Studio Jar of Wishes die set and this one is so much fun. You get the jar along with 3 little tickets that you can add sentiments to and fill the jar with. There's also the Jar of Wishes stencil, which makes it super easy to color in the jar and the tickets, and I'll show you exactly how to do that later in the video. Pinkfresh Studio also has the Jar of Wishes sentiment stamps that are designed to fit perfectly on the tickets. This really makes them look like they're filling up the jar. Some of the sentiments include sunset walk together and cook dinner together, just to name a few. You also get sweet little hearts and stars to decorate the tickets, which adds the perfect finishing touch. And I paired it up with the Pinkfresh Studio Scalloped Grid. So let's get started. The first thing I did was die cut 2 of these scallop grids from white cardstock and I stacked them on top of each other to give the background a little extra dimension. Next, I'm using my Altenew sticky mat to hold the die cut in place while I do some ink blending. I'm applying Pinkfresh Studio Ballet Slipper ink around the edges of the scallop grid. I'm going in a little bit heavier here because the ink will lighten up as it dries. I just wanted a soft touch of color along the edges. I didn't want to color the entire scallop grid. Then with that ink, whatever ink is left on my brush, I just bring a little color towards the middle. You can barely see it. I'm just using up the color on the brush. And look at how pretty that looks once it's finished. Now moving on to ink blending the jar, you can either ink blend first and then die cut or die cut everything and ink blend afterward. It is totally up to you. For today's card, I'm ink blending first. I'm using stencil number 1, which creates the outline of the jar along with Pinkfresh Studio Misty Coast ink. I'm applying a very light layer of color, focusing mostly around the edges of the jar. I'm adding a little extra ink toward the bottom of the jar to create some soft shadowing. My main goal is to keep everything nice and light so it still looks like a clear see-through glass jar. Don't forget to color in the little triangles at the top of the stencil. These are your alignment marks to help line up the die so it cuts the jar out perfectly. And once you lift up the stencil, look at that. You are left with a beautiful jar that already has so much dimension. I also like to wipe off my stencils right after I use them so the ink doesn't sit on them. Okay, moving on to stencil number 2. This stencil simply adds a few highlights to the jar. I'm lining it up using the triangle alignment marks to make sure everything is positioned perfectly, then pressing it down onto my sticky mat to hold it in place. For the ink, I'm using Pinkfresh Studio Rocky Slope. This color is just slightly darker than the Misty Coast. I'm lightly going around the jar with the darker ink to add a little bit more definition. You could definitely skip this step if you wanted to, but I really like the fun effect it gives the jar. And when you lift up the stencil, it looks like this. So fun. Now let's move on to stencil number 3, which is used to create the tickets. Today I'm only using 2 of the ticket designs. You'll need 2 smaller pieces of cardstock. I started with a 5.5 by 4.25 inch piece of cardstock and just cut it in half. There are little tick marks at the top of the stencil that show you where to line everything up. They're a little hard to see on camera, but they're actually very easy to line up in person. This will be the first half of the ticket. I did play around with some color combinations, and the one I decided on was Pinkfresh Studio Ballet Slipper for the larger portion of the ticket. You can definitely make all 3 tickets different colors, but I chose to keep mine consistent. I'm not applying a lot of ink here because I'll be stamping sentiments on this side later and I don't want the color too dark. You still want to be able to have the sentiment stand out. Now I'm lining up the other side of the ticket. Just remember to use the alignment marks so everything lines up evenly. And then I'm pressing it down onto my sticky mat to hold it in place. For this side of the ticket, I'm using Pinkfresh Studio Coral Wreath. I thought it complemented the ballet slipper ink really nicely. Again, I'm keeping the color light, just a soft wash of ink, and look at how great these tickets turned out. I love them. Next, I'm using the coordinating dies to cut out the tickets. They line up really easily, and you don't need to worry if things are slightly off center because the stenciled area is a little larger than the die. Each die matches a specific stencil, so it's easy to tell which one goes where. I just ran them through my die cutting machine. Now I'm die cutting the jar. You'll line the jar die up exactly with the triangle alignment marks from the stencil, which is why it's so important to color those in earlier. And look at how cute that jar is once it's cut out. I love it. The die also cuts out a lid that you can ink blend or color if you wanted to, but I'm not using the white one. Instead, I'm die cutting the lid from some silver metallic cardstock to add a little extra interest. Now it's time to decorate the tickets. I'm stamping some hearts using Pinkfresh Studio Passion Fruit ink. I always stamp on scrap paper first to make sure everything is stamping nicely. I don't do a lot of acrylic block stamping since I usually use my MISTI, but for small images like this, an acrylic block just makes sense. I stamped all 3 tickets with hearts, but there are stars included that you could use instead. Once the hearts are stamped, I switch to a larger acrylic block for the sentiments. Again, doing test stamping first, especially since these are larger stamps and I want them to stamp perfectly. The sentiments I chose were Sunset Walk Together, Road Trip with Music Blasting, which happens to be my husband's favorite thing to do, and Cook Dinner Together. I also stamped a sentiment for the card and used the coordinating die to cut it out. To tie in the shine from the jar lid, I die cut a few tickets from the same metallic silver cardstock. I added a little glue to the back and adhered the stenciled ticket slightly off center so the metallic layer peeks out underneath. I did this for all 3 tickets. I added foam tape to the back of the lid and adhered it to the top of the jar. Then I took a piece of silver string and tied it around the top of the jar right under the lid just for a little added detail. Next, I used the Spellbinder A2 matting rectangles to cut a rectangle. I decided I wanted the jar to sit on something solid instead of directly on the scalloped grid. I chose a size just slightly larger than the jar. To soften the white cardstock, I lightly ink blended some Pinkfresh Studio Ballet Slipper around the edges of the rectangle. I went much lighter than I did on the scalloped grid. I just didn't want it to feel stark white. Now let's start to assemble the card. I adhered the scallop grid to a white card base that I trimmed down to 4.5 by 6 inches. Then I adhered the rectangle to the center of the grid. The jar was adhered on top, slightly tilted just to add a bit of visual interest. I added foam tape to the back of the sentiment and the tickets and adhered them to the top of the jar. I also die cut a tiny pink heart and tucked it under the lid right on top of the knot in the bow. To finish off the card, I added a few shiny crystals to the card front using my craft knife. Once they were in place, I make sure to press them down so that they are secure. And that's going to complete my card for today. This was such a fun project to make, and it would be perfect to give a loved one, especially for Valentine's Day. I'd love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the Scrapbook Pal channel and follow them on their social media so you don't miss any of the amazing inspiration they share. And don't forget to check out their website for the latest new releases. As always, thank you for spending a little crafting time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.